Welcome. This is task 5 on sales prediction. First of all, I am importing essential library and reading the file using the pandas and numpy. Followed by I am visualizing using matplotlib and seaborn, converting the data into train test. Then using the min-max scalar, linear regression. And finally, I'm checking the metrics using R to score mean absolute error and mean squared error. So first of all, I'm reading the CSV file of advertising where the index column was found to be unnamed 0. And this is how the df.head, the top 5 rows looks like. Then going on to the exploratory data analysis. First of all, I'm checking how big is the data. So the shape of the data is 200 rows to 4 columns. Next, I am finding that what is the data type of each column. Each column consists of integer or float data type and contains no null values as well. It can be understood over here since all the columns contains numerical values. So I'm going for the mathematical data lookout. So using ef.describe function, I'm looking at the data which gives us the mean standard deviation, mean minimum value and maximum value of each columns. Then I'm checking the null values. So no null values has been present in the data set. And then I'm going for the to check the duplicate values present in the data set, which is also 0, meaning that there is no duplication of values. Then I'm checking the correlationship between the columns. On checking the correlationship between the columns, I found that sales and TV has the highest correlation between them, which is 0.78. Then comes the radio. Radio versus the sales is also greater. And next we can find that newspaper and sales also has a certain relationship between them. Then we can also find that newspaper and radio are also having a slight correlation between them. Then I'm going for the skewness of the column. All the columns is a numeric. So I'm checking the skewness of the data. The skewness in TV shows that graph or the KDE plot, which is also known as the PDF, is slightly towards left, and which meaning it is a right skewed matrix or a right skewed PDF plot, and whereas a radio, newspaper, and sales is left skewed plot. Then I'm checking the outlier and found that newspaper is having 2 outliers. So to deal with that, here I am performing capping numpy dot where condition. If the condition, which is if the df dot newspaper values are greater than upper values, which is being found over here. To understand this, this is a simple mathematical formulation, which is mean plus 3 times standard deviation of the xi gives you the upper limit, and on subtracting the mean with the standard deviation gives you the lower limit. So same I've done over here. Then I'm checking whether the newspaper values are greater than upper. If the values exceeds the upper limit, then I'll save that particular value to upper. Else what I'll do is, again I'll run np.where the newspaper values is lower than. If it's lower, then I'll replace that values with no lower, else it is as it is. So we can observe over here that newspaper values which were exceeding the upper limit, which is 1 4, and the upper limit is 95, have been capped. Bringing on to the data visualization, this is the strip plot of the univariate analysis, and we can see that TV has the widest range of variance, means TV has the more spread of data, and sales have the lowest. Since sales is the output column, we can also say that radio is having the lowest variance in the data. Going on to the bivariate analysis, here I've compared sales with a particular column, which is TV, radio, and newspaper, and we can see the different visualization of scatter plot. So TV and sales, as we mentioned above, that has a strong correlationship between them. So we can say it is linearly increasing. As well as radio. Newspaper is much more scattered. On doing the multivariate analysis, we can clearly observe that TV and sales, there is a linear regression. Similarly over radio as well. Then I'm going to check the model or select the model by first of all splitting the data. So I'm taking only the output columns as sales and rest all the columns as an input. Then I'm splitting the data with a test size of 25% of the total data. Then I'm scaling the data. Since we can observe that there is a huge variance in the data between TV, radio, and newspaper. So I've done min-max scaling. Again, min-max scaling is used to fit the data into a range of 0 to 1. So I'm performing it on both xtrain and xtest. Further, I'm selecting the model and training it. So I'm selecting the linear regression model and fitting it to xtrain scale and ytrain. Then I'm predicting the value of xtest scale. On model evaluation, I found out that the outro score is 0.83, mean absolute error and mean squared error is 1.4 and 4.4 as follows. Further, root mean squared error is 2.10. So it specifies that R2 score comes out to be 0.83, which tends to 1, which also specifies that the model is performing or having less error. Then I have also used the coefficient, the linear regression coefficient, and intercept to visualize the line of predicted values. Thank you.